Hi, this is Teresa, co-founder of the Erickson Business Center, creator and facilitator of the Passion and Profit program, and most importantly, your personal business building mentor. I'm excited today to have Debra Griffith with us because she has a story and a process that I have found really inspiring. Debra is a graduate of the Art and Science of Coaching and presently in Module 5 and presently in the Passion and Profit program. Welcome, Debra.
Hi, Teresa.
So the reason I asked Debra to meet with me this morning and have this conversation is because many times I get the question from coaches, I'm just starting coaching. I'm just starting my coach training. And, is it important? Should I get really clear of a niche? Should I get clear of who's my ideal client? And, in the Passion and Profit program and when I mentor people, I make a stand that I think it's really important to start getting really clear of who is your ideal client. And sometimes that's challenging when we're a new coach. And I think, Debra, you felt that probably before starting the Passion and Profit program. Can you speak to that? Just like when you heard, us in the Passion and Profit program say, okay, we got to get clear of our ideal client. What came up for you?
Fear, actually. And I actually heard you talk in Module 1. You had come in. And given us a little snip, and you talked about niches, and I've been scared ever since then because I actually was already signed up for the Passion to Profit class, and I'm like, okay, I have to work on my niche. And even when I start Passion to Profit, I'm like, what is my niche going to be? So it's very scary because you want to pick the right one, and you don't always know what that is. There are so many coaches out there, and you're like, where do I fit in?
Well said, Debra. So, and just for everybody listening, Debra is now on the other side, and she moved very quickly. So that's why I wanted to have the opportunity to have this conversation with Debra to share with you the process she went from fear, and I don't know where to start with my niche, to where she is today. So thank you again, Debra, for being here and having this conversation. So just want to set it up a bit, Debra, and as I was sharing with you a little earlier, in the Passion to Profit program, we're going to dive even further with what we call the credo, which is a process of getting clear of your ideal client, and going even further with when we talk about niches. There is the effortless niche, like when we're trying to define who's our ideal client. I call there's one path we can take and look at who's our effortless niche, and that's really when we leverage our past experience and our contacts to come up with our effortless niche. Then there is our love niche, and that's a niche that we're just so passionate about that, we're being pulled towards helping them. And, an example of that could be, I was sharing with you earlier the example of, maybe a coach who became a new mom, and she's just like, I want to help moms be the best parents they can be. And she's just so drawn to it because she's a new mom and she's learning it and she's studying it and she's committed to being the best parent she can be. So perhaps she becomes a parenting coach. So ultimately what we want to do, and it doesn't always have to happen this way, but combine our effortless niche and our love niche and come up with our ultimate niche. And Debra, you have landed in that place, and I'm just so excited for you about that. So can you just share with all your fellow coaches throughout the world, what process, like how did you get to that? How did you get to clarifying your ultimate niche for you?
Well, I was in class, you had just done a session about it, and after class, I thought about it and thought about it and thought about it, and I started writing my credo. And then I decided to stop trying so hard and actually go to the expert. And I booked a session with you. And through our session, it just became so clear. Because the way that you explained things it allowed me the freedom to just focus on what I love. And I work in higher ed. I work at a university. I've been in the university setting for 14 years. And you said to me, why don't you just focus on what you love? And I thought, and then I asked you, but where am I going to find the clients and how am I going to make money? And you said, they will come. And when you said those words, the world just opened up for me, actually. I'm like, oh my God, I can do this. She doesn't see it. She sees it, then if she sees it, then I see it too. So actually, I have to give a lot of credit to you, because before our session, I never believed that could be my niche. And my niche is working with individuals that are in the higher ed setting that want a coach to help them either move towards a career that they want, or a professional development to increase their certain skill sets. Like, it was great. It still makes me smile. And just writing it, we wrote it together, and you were my cheerleader, and it just changed everything, actually.
So Debra, why is that an effortless niche for you? So tell us a little bit about how that is an effortless niche for you. So let's just clarify. Do you have your credo handy?
I do.
Okay, so why don't you just read, and just for our listeners, there's 4 points in the credo, and the first one is, who are you as a coach? And the second one is, who's your ideal client? So if you could read those first two statements for us.
Okay. I am a professional and career development coach. I work with student affairs and academic affairs professionals within higher education who have heard them say, I wish I had a supervisor or someone who could provide me with professional development guidance.
Okay, great. So why is that an effortless niche for you, those clients?
I hear it every day. And I have people that come to me every day that say that I supervise, or that want to be supervised by me, that they don't have that type of supervisor. So this is something that I do every single day, and it's a passion for me, because I want people to realize their dreams, and for me to assist them in any way to get that. So what you did for me is what I do for my staff and people around the university setting. So
Debra, I don't know if it's the coffee I had this morning or how you're speaking, but when you talk, I just feel like, the excitement and adrenaline. Like, and I'm sure our listeners can feel this. Like, you are so connected. So here is a great example. You're already in an environment and have been in this environment for 14 years, you said?
Yep. Yes.
And you understand these individuals. You are connected to what they want. You see what's possible for them. And as we can hear, you're also really passionate about helping them get what they want.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow. And Debra, what's the question? We don't usually, I haven't seen a lot of credos with a question in the credo, but I think it's really brilliant what you've done with that. So why don't you just repeat that question again?
I wish I had a supervisor or someone who could provide me with professional development guidance. There
you go. So that is a common sort of pain challenge for your niche, and you're going to close the gap for that.
Yeah.
Wow. So
I can't supervise everybody, but if I can provide them with that guidance, then I would love to. I want people to succeed. So
excellent. So it's so clear. This is Debra's effortless niche. She is leveraging her experience and her contacts, and there's a deep passion. Why don't you read your last statement? Because our last statement in the credo is really how we want to serve and the results we want to deliver. So how do you really want to make a difference, Debra, for this clientele?
Okay. Through coaching conversations, I support them in identifying and leveraging their strongest skills, defining areas of improvement, and executing a plan to achieve their career aspirations.
Okay, great. So Debra, just in closing, I'm just going to ask you if there's any sort of advice or cheerleading you want to give your fellow coaches who maybe were where you were when you were in Module 1 and now where you are now. What would you encourage them to do or advice you'd give them just going through this process of, just begin getting out there and connecting with people and perhaps anything around clarifying this ideal niche?
Mm-hmm. I think that you have the niche in you already. I think what will hold you back is the fear. Can I do this? Can I make money from this? Where will I find my clients? But you actually know all of those things already. So for me...
So Debra, I just want to jump in. Yep. Even if they haven't completed their training, even if they haven't started coaching yet?
Absolutely. You already know the niches. The coaching training has nothing to do with your niche. The coaching training is teaching you different elements of how to coach. That has nothing to do with your niche.
Wow. Well said. Okay. Well said. Great.
So for me, and I know this might seem like a commercial for you, I think go to the expert and allow the expert to pull those things out of you and be a cheerleader so you can see it. If you're trying to do it by yourself, it's very difficult because you're guessing.
Yes.
But if somebody has done this and is trained in doing this, then for me, going to you was the best thing that I could possibly do. It took me from sitting and just guessing and wondering and wordsmithing to actually having action.
Yeah, excellent, Debra. Well, one thing that I really make a big stand for, why reinvent the wheel? And, you know, we have to let go of the Lone Ranger mentality if we really want to realize our dreams. I often say the bigger the dream, the bigger the team. So great for you, putting yourself in an environment like the Passion of Profit program, getting the support when you need it. So well done. I'd like us to end with you just sharing your credo like you own it. Let's let everybody know what you're up to. So if you could share your credo from beginning to end, that'd be a great way to close. Go ahead.
Okay. I am a professional and career development coach. I work with student affairs and academic affairs professionals within higher education who have heard themselves say, I wish I had a supervisor or someone who could provide me with professional development guidance. Through coaching conversations, I support them in identifying and leveraging their strongest skills, defining areas of improvement, and executing a plan to achieve their career aspirations. My clients gain a clear direction of where they want to take their careers with increased confidence and a plan on how to obtain it.
Well done, Debra.
Thank you.
So how can people find out more about you? Where can they find out about you?
My website is debragriffith.com. You can just go there. You'll find my email address. You'll find my phone number. I'd be happy to help you in any way. So look me up.
Great. Thank you so much for your time, Debra. And I just want to encourage everybody listening to dream big, embrace your inner entrepreneur, and turn your passion into profit.
Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you.